Heya, cryptozens. Tonight's stories. What's the latest with India's exchanges? CurrencyCom Attacked blames Russia. It's 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is April 19th, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm your host, Nick. The cover model for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and Metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. We're here to bring you the crypto news analysis you need to start your day. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. So, the US Air Force is interested in the Metaverse. They submitted an application to the US Patent and Trade Office. Their application was to trademark the term Spaceverse. They defined it as, quote, a secure digital metaverse that converges terrestrial and space, physical and digital realities, and provides synthetic and simulated extended reality training, testing, and operations environments. So, that's kind of cool. I can totally see them using the metaverse for like training and familiarity exercises and things like that. It's a good idea. I'll be interested in seeing what kind of NFTs and things will be available on Spaceverse. Because remember, there was a game called America's Army a long time ago, and it was meant to be kind of like a primer for joining the army. I wonder if that's what this is going to be like, and if you could go through kind of that training yourself. Now, before we get into tonight's stories, let's take a quick look at the markets. It's actually been quite a bit better a day than lately. My portfolio is pumping in the green. I'm hoping you can say the same. Here are the numbers. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $1.92 trillion. It's up 1.75% since yesterday. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin up 1.38%, Ethereum up 2.03%, Tether, Binance Coin up 1.04%, and USDC. The global NFT market cap is up over $10.28 billion. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are Moonbirds, followed by Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Win NFT Horse, Bored Apes, and Meebids. Now, keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. What's the latest with India's exchanges? We last checked up on them a couple weeks or so ago. Remember, we were talking about how the tax situation there caused this huge drop. They instituted this new tax. It's 30% tax on cryptocurrency gains. It's the same rate as gambling, as fantasy sports leagues. And if you lose, you don't get your money back on it. You can't claim it against your taxes. So, what did that do? That caused a drop in the major Indian cryptocurrency exchanges of about 55% of transaction volume. Caused a drop of about 40% in domain traffic. So, like I said, it's been a while, so I figured we should just check in on them. Now, Coinbase India, they suspended deposits 3 days after launching their trading service. Now, at the time, they said that they supported the popular payment system UPI, Unified Payments Interface. So they disabled that function. They're now allowing their customers to sell through IMPS, or Immediate Payment Service. Okay, so here's the weird thing. They launched their trading services. They had their CEO, Brian Armstrong, up there. And it was at that point that they claimed that their software supported UPI for deposits in rupees. But it was only a few hours later that the NPCI, the National Payments Corporation of India, tweeted out that they're, quote, not aware of any crypto exchanging using UPI. Now, a bit of a backstory here that makes this particular dialogue interesting. The NPCI is the retail payments and settlement system under the Indian Central Bank, the Royal Bank of India. Now, in 2018, the RBI directed banks not to provide services for crypto transactions, said they don't even want them. In 2020, the Supreme Court of India said that that was illegal. They said the RBI had no power to make that decision. So like I said, that was in 2020. Now, it's been a while. Even so, the banks still aren't facilitating transactions with digital assets. MobileLink is an e-wallet. Now, they've been used by 6 major crypto exchanges. And I say had been because on April 1st, they stopped offering services for crypto transactions. TechCrunch quotes an unnamed source at Coinbase as saying, quote, "We are aware of the recent statement published by NPCI regarding the use of UPI by cryptocurrency exchanges. We are committed to working with NPCI and other relevant authorities to ensure that we are aligned with local expectations and industry norms." So, then, a couple days later, 2 more exchanges halted deposits in Indian rupees. And they were 2 of India's largest exchanges, CoinSwitch Kuber and WazirX. And by now, there's a bit of an uproar starting to show up on social media. And again, it's the same thing. They call it a regulatory problem, when really what it is, it's just a denial of payment services through UPI. And these regulatory problems been around for a while. It's been the bane of existence for Indian exchanges. The problem really came to a head after MobiQuick stopped providing services. They're also an e-wallet. And they stopped services after the NPCI statement about Coinbase, where NPCI said that they didn't know any exchange using their UPI. MobiQuick hasn't offered an official statement, but a contributing factor might be that a lot of these payment aggregators use UPI, and these companies were being used to bypass NPCI's unwillingness to work with crypto exchanges. And these are a couple of substantial exchanges. CoinSwitch Kuber came about in October of 2021. They had a valuation of $1.9 billion, and officially they became known as India's first unicorn after a $260 million Series C funding round. Andreessen Horowitz and Coinbase Ventures were notable names on that one. And it was around that time that their CEO said that they anticipate growing their user base from 15 million to 50 million in 2 years. Now, Binance's WazirX, largest crypto exchange in India in terms of volume. Last year, they reported $44 billion in volume. They 10x'd their user base to $10 million. And while there's never been a formal valuation, Wazir is considered have crossed over into unicorn status. Which brings us to today. Indian crypto exchange CoinDCX announced a $135 million Series D funding round. Their new valuation is $2.5 billion, and that's more than double the 1.1 valuation from last August. Sumit Gupta is the co-founder and CEO of CoinDCX. They announced the news on Twitter, saying that he was, quote, excited to share that CoinDCX has raised over USD 135 million in our latest Series D funding round. They announced their plans for the money is going to go to expand their product offering, increase their talent base, and focus on compliance. Like right now, they've got 400 employees. They're looking to double that number, actually more than double, to 1,000. Half of the $135 million valuation came from Steadview and Pantera. Also participating were Draper Dragon, Kingsway, Republic, and Kindred Ventures. And some Series B investors also increased their allocations. Coinbase Ventures, Polychain Cap, and Cadenza. Gupta said, quote, with a shared vision of a digital-first economy, we see this round as a strong endorsement of the amazing work that CoinDCX has done for the ecosystem over the years and our plans for the future. CoinDCX offers its 10 million users services like buying, margin trading, and staking. In November of last year, their CTO said that they had plans to go public as soon as possible. Another flash of attention came around the same time when CoinDCX decided to list Shiba Inu. So, just like these other exchanges we've been talking about, CoinDCX has to be concerned about the unwillingness for DPCI to polish payments through UPI. And Gupta talks about it. He's concerned about this seeming impasse between industry and regulators. He said, quote, "We are on a mission to build a greater understanding and trust between regulators, industry, and our users. This latest round of funding will help us accelerate the growth of crypto adoption in India and further the march of Web 3.0. So, this huge funding into an Indian crypto exchange, right as other exchanges are having issues. You've got Coinbase and the two largest Indian exchanges, and they can't get payments processed through UPI. I'm really interested. I'm going to be watching to see what's going on here, because I can't imagine that CoinDCX has some secret inroad to NPCI. So it will be instructive to see how they manage their payments problem, if they do so at all. CurrencyCom Attacked blames Russia. Yeah, okay, so this isn't a big surprise, right? I mean, it's one of those things Russia is known for. Malware and ransomware. That's their thing. So the idea that online services were going to be able to just withdraw from serving Russia without some sort of consequences was probably a little misguided. Now, CurrencyCom has always been big in Europe. They're one of the largest exchanges. And they've got a solid base in both Russia and Ukraine. So Saturday, they announced that they had been attacked. And this was hours after they said they were planning on halting bringing on new customers from Russia. And while they said that they'd been attacked, they also said that this attack had failed. Oh, and the owner of CurrencyCom is Belarusian. His name is Viktor Propaganda. And his company has given a full-throated condemnation of Putin's illegal invasion. He also said that his company's defenses were solid because of their robust security measures. And they also accused Russia as being responsible for this attack. They said they were the target of, quote, a failed distributed denial of service cyberware attack. They also said no data was compromised from their servers, including the backups, because they weren't affected by the attack. Which makes sense. A DDoS attack, a denial of service attack, is where the attackers try to overwhelm the servers of the defenders through brute force mass bombardment of requests from the system. So, last week, they said that they were going to pull out of Russia. Based in London, they halted all new Russian accounts and suspended operations for existing local Russian accounts. The response from Russia came shortly after. Prokopenya said, quote, "You don't have to be a rocket scientist. We've been attacked before, like all financial firms. But the size of this was incredible, 10 times anything we've ever seen." And also, just minutes after they announced that they were halting financial operations in Russia, their call center staff, they were also overwhelmed with, quote, a torrent of abuse and death threats. Even so, the response of crypto exchanges to call cut services from Russian citizens has been split. So while you have CurrencyCom blocking services to people in the Russian Federation, you also have Binance and Kraken. They're on the other side of this debate. They're taking a more libertarian standpoint. A spokesperson for Binance said, quote, "Crypto is meant to provide greater financial freedom." Like I said, nobody's surprised, right? Nobody's surprised, but this is instructive because this tells me that the sanctions must be working. The question is whether the damage being done to the Russian users by denying them financial services, whether that's greater or worse than the damage being done by the invasion. And that's for you to decide. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed tonight's show, like, comment, subscribe, review us, give Tex and I 5 stars. Do you have questions or comments? Reach out to us by email. The address is nick@cryptoovernighter.com. That's nick@cryptoovernighter.com. Oh, and check out my other podcast, Crypto in 5 Minutes. We have 41 educational podcasts, 5 minutes to explain one concept in crypto. And as always, may peace